the day of the engagement. I received a message from a stranger on my phone. I've returned to China. It's time for you, the substitute, to get out. This wedding is just a show he performed to stimulate me to return to China. If you want to lose face, get out of here. Along with the news is a photo. Lu Xiaochuan religiously held up a pair of jade feet and concentrated on massaging the soles of the owner of the photo. I laughed. God knows, the crazy person I liked back then was Lu Xiaochuan's twin brother. Lu Xiaochuan is just a substitute. After the engagement ended, I held on to Lu Xiaoyan and refused to let go. Amid the laughter of the guests, I forcibly pulled him into my car. God, I can only dream of kissing him. I must eat him tonight. I have something else to do. You go back tonight. He wanted to pull his arm away, neither serious nor serious. I rolled over and sat on his lap, wrapping my arms around his neck. Husband, we agreed that tonight. I leaned close to his ear. My voice was extremely ambiguous. I want to give you my first time, and we want a child. He stiffened and murmured, First time? I hummed coquettishly. We agreed. Your Bai Yueguang is back. You won't break the appointment because of Bai Yueguang, right? After saying that, I pretended to cry. It has been 7 years. For you, I shamelessly stayed in the Lu family and finally got the approval of everyone in the Lu family. You said you would give me a child on the day of our engagement. That's weird. Lu Xiaochuan and I have no such agreement at all. The reason I stayed at the Lu family was to have the opportunity to see Lu Xiaoyan every day. For 7 years, others saw me licking Lu Xiaochuan, but no one knew that Lu Xiaochuan didn't even kiss my mouth. The man was silent, and his rapid breathing was very clear in the closed compartment. My lips gently brushed his ear and whispered, I'd better make room for you, Bai Yueguang. I turned over, sobbing quietly, and took out my cell phone to call my mother. Mom, Lu Xiaochuan's Bai Yueguang is back. I will go back with you tomorrow? Before he finished speaking, the phone was snatched away by the man's big palm. Mom, Chi-Chi is joking with you. Xia Chi-Chi, you dead girl. My mother cursed and hung up the phone. I leaned on Lu Xiaoyan's shoulder and said, Let's stay in a hotel tonight. It's my first time, and I'm a little scared. He was even more afraid that Lu Xiaochuan would suddenly come back and ruin the good thing. Good. Lu Xiaoyan's voice was low and magnetic. Lu Xiaoyan was a classmate of mine in high school. I fell in love with him at first sight. His handsomeness can make women go crazy, and his coldness can make women crazy. The kind of madness. He is a top scholar, and everything he says and does is upright. If others would find it boring to be upright, when it comes to him, people find it difficult to take their eyes away. Countless beauties in the school have written love letters to him, and all the school beauties have been rejected by him. My grades are average, my appearance is above average, my family background is average, and I don't even have the courage to hand out love letters. Because of Lu Xiaoyan, I rose from the top 200 in my grade to the second place. The first place is him. I can't surpass him. I can't overtake him no matter what. I really want to be on top of him, but unfortunately he surpasses me by 50 points every time. But for me, this is the closest I get to him. I'm very satisfied. No one can compete with me for second place. 14 years passed in a flash. I got admitted to the university he went to, and after graduating from university, I learned that he had a twin brother. Although they are twins, their younger brothers Lu Xiaochuan and Lu Xiaoyan have nothing in common except that they look alike. Lu Xiaoyan has excellent grades, is strict with himself, and has no bad habits. He has already started managing the Lu group before graduating from college. Lu Xiaochuan went to bars, played with girls, played with motorcycles, and spent all day drinking and playing games with his life. His philosophy is that he was born to enjoy happiness. I don't like him, but Lu Xiaoyan is the bright moon in the sky, a god that I can't touch. Lu Xiaochuan was different. As long as she was a female, she could get close to him. I know he has a white moonlight. I imitated his Bai Yueguang and successfully became his girlfriend. In order to see Lu Xiaoyan every day, I shamelessly moved into the Lu family. It took a lot of effort to get everyone in the Lu family. The engagement party was not what I was looking forward to until I saw the person opposite me. I could tell with just one glance that it was not Lu Xiaochuan. Lu Xiaoyan had a temperament that Lu Xiaochuan could never learn in his life. Regardless of other people's opinions, I jumped off the stage, went backstage, and turned on my phone. When I saw Bai Shue's news, I smiled from ear to ear. The top floor of a 5-star hotel. I didn't let go of Lu Xiaoyan's arm until the door was closed. Are you so afraid that I'll run away? Lu Xiaoyan frowned slightly, and there was no look on his face that could imitate Lu Xiaochuan in front of outsiders. I put my arms around his neck and pressed my lips to his. Kiss first, and then talk. The soft touch makes my head explode. My 14 years of secret love and 7 years of persistence have all been fulfilled at this moment. Lu Xiaoyan didn't seem to expect me to be so direct. His eyes widened. The usually calm person was now stiff and unable to move. Husband, is this your first time too? I smiled and pushed him onto the bed. Those scenes that have appeared countless times in my dreams. Tonight, I want all of my dreams to come true. The same 5-star hotel. Lu Xiaochuan was washing Bai Shue's underwear. But he didn't have the enjoyment he had a few hours ago. He kept scrolling through his phone. The engagement ended 2 hours ago. Lu Xiaoyan and Xia Qiqi both lost contact. Xia Qiqi didn't reply to his message today, and the brother he begged to help attend the engagement party didn't reply either. What made him even more flustered was that Xia Qiqi did not return to the Lu family at all, and Lu Xiaoyan did not return to the company. This is very unusual. The phone is stained with a lot of bubbles. Bai Shui poked her head in. Xiao Chuan, what's wrong with you? You've been washing a pair of my underwear for almost half an hour, and I've finished watching the live broadcast. Lu Xiaochuan shuddered, and his cell phone fell into the basin. Seeing this, Bai Shui rushed into the bathroom and grabbed the mobile phone inside from the basin. Xiaochuan, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have let you wash your underwear. Bai Shui looked remorseful and said, I'll give you a mobile phone, but I'll wash it instead. She stretched out her hand to mop the basin. Lu Xiaochuan stood up suddenly. I'll buy you a new one. I won't wash it. He dragged Bai Shui and walked out. Bai Shui was still wearing the white pajamas of the hotel. When she came to the door, she burst into tears. Xiaochuan, do you not love me anymore? Only then did Lu Xiaochuan realize that she was still wearing pajamas. No, I just want to buy a mobile phone and buy underwear for you. He hugged Bai Shui, gently rubbed her head, and coaxed her gently. It's my fault, don't cry. I've been flying all day, and I'm very tired. I want to rest now. Can we go buy a mobile phone tomorrow? Bai Shui was still crying and shaking violently. Sorry. Lu Xiaochuan suddenly seemed to wake up. He hugged Bai Shui and walked toward the bed. How can I bear to let you suffer? It's just a mobile phone. Nothing is more important than you. He's been waiting for Bai Shui for so many years, and Bai Shui is finally back. Why doesn't he know how to cherish it? Could Xia Qiqi, a woman who had licked him for 7 years without any self-esteem, be able to do something that was sorry for him? His eldest brother, a man who had never touched a woman, only had the Lu family in his mind, and only people from the company. Apart from work, it was work. He must have been on a temporary business trip and didn't have time to reply to him. Bai Shui raised her lips, nestled in Lu Xiaochuan's arms, and whispered, Can you hold me to sleep tonight? I sleep the most soundly in your arms. Hug. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the sky was still dark, and the city lights outside the window were dotted. I gently lifted the quilt, trying to escape before Lu Xiaoyan got up. I did a lot with him last night. If I am pregnant with his child, I will break up with Lu Xiaochuan. If I can have a child with Lu Xiaoyan's blood, my life will be considered complete. I am not greedy and have never thought about becoming the wife of a CEO. I love this person, not his identity. A strong hand pulled me back into a strong embrace. Run away. Go to the bathroom. This is the first time I've ever seen someone go to the toilet like a thief. His voice became even more magnetic in the darkness. Again, his words fell. I groaned and thought to myself, if I do it one more time, my chances of winning will be greater. Run away when you get pregnant. Anyway, as long as I don't tell anyone, no one will know who his father is. Are you sure? My face was very hot. Lu Xiaoyan said he wanted to come with me once. This is something I never dreamed of doing. He told me with his actions that he was not joking. My phone rang, his phone rang. None of us bothered with our phones. At 2:30 in the afternoon, Lu Xiaoyan's secretary knocked on the door and entered the hotel. He stood in the hall and said through the door, Young master, the eldest master said that there is a very important international conference at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and he asked you to go and study. Only then did Lu Xiaoyan go out. Before going out, he kissed me on the forehead. Wait until I come back. In the luxury car, the secretary secretly glanced at the dense strawberries on Lu Xiaoyan's neck through the rearview mirror from time to time. Mr. Lu, do you want me to find a makeup artist? Guy covered the strawberry on his neck. No need. The secretary did not dare to speak anymore. His face was calm, but his heart was filled with turmoil. This Miss Ya is really amazing. I can sleep with the 2 Lu brothers. As if sensing his thoughts, Lu Xiaoyan adjusted his collar casually and said, This is her first time. The car suddenly paused, then quickly returned to a stable state, and the driver let out a long sigh of relief. The secretary had 1,000 words to say, but finally swallowed them. Who doesn't know that Xia Qiqi loves Lu Xiaochuan to death, and for Lu Xiaochuan, she learned 36 languages, learned music, chess, calligraphy, and painting, and motorcycle racing. Lu Xiaoyan rubbed his index finger and thumb, recalling everything about Xia Qiqi in the past few years. No one knew that Xia Qiqi also liked the things he studied. Xia Qiqi's presence in front of him over the years has long left an indelible impression in his heart. If not, why would he agree to such a ridiculous thing as helping to attend the engagement ceremony? It wasn't until yesterday that he knew that he couldn't accept Xia Qiqi and Lu Xiaochuan sleeping in the same bed. That's why he agreed to her unreasonable request. He suspected that Xia Qiqi knew it was him last night. She never called him by his name from beginning to end. When he was with Lu Xiaochuan, he only called him by his first name, Lu Xiaochuan, and never called her husband. After Lu Xiaoyan left, I got up. When I came to the bathroom, in the mirror, except for my neck, there were marks all over my body. This man was quite attentive. I put on my skirt, put on makeup, and returned to the Liu family's old house. It's just that I didn't enter the Liu family. The housekeeper had already been waiting at the door, as if he was waiting for me. Miss Ya, the young master said that you don't have to come to the Liu family from now on. Miss Bai has already moved in. He reached out and handed me a key, pointing to the box on the floor. This is the top flat floor of Building 7 of Jinlan Mansion. The young master said you will live there in the future. Why do I need to live in a place where I can't see Liu Xiaoyan? I didn't pick up the key and opened the box on the ground. There were only some worthless items in it. I picked up my backpack, made sure all the documents were inside, and put it on my back. The butler never took his hands back. He looked at me steadily, with an inquiring look in his eyes. We just held a grand engagement party yesterday, and today I was kicked out of the Liu family. Is it appropriate? The butler looked at it and replied in a business-like manner. The young master has just announced the news of his marriage to Miss Bai Shui. In 1 month, he will marry Miss Bai Shui, and the invitations are already being made. That's good. I don't want to really marry Liu Xiaochuan. Anyway, the goal has been achieved now, and those who want to sleep have already slept. New. I turned and left. Miss Xia Qi. I didn't stop or reply to him. If he and Liu Xiaoyan didn't have exactly the same face, I wouldn't want to marry him. He actually has the nerve to treat me like a canary. I rented an apartment. As soon as I settled in, I saw 100 million arriving in my account. It was Liu Xiaochuan's mother who called me. She also left me a message on WeChat. Chi-Chi, it's our fault. We have worked hard for you in the past 7 years. Take this money and treat it as compensation for our Liu family. Mrs. Liu is very kind to Liu Xiaoyan, so in the Liu family, I am really kind to Mrs. Liu. I truly love her as my mother. This love and care have been rewarded today. Thank you, Mrs. Liu. I took the money first. In case I am pregnant with her precious grandson, this money can give her precious grandson the best education. The news about Bai Shui came in at this time. I asked you to take the initiative to leave, but now you were kicked out. Isn't it interesting? I'm so anxious to find a sense of presence in front of me. It's not because Liu Xiaochuan has fallen in love with me and makes you sleepless. I responded unceremoniously. I rented an apartment near my company. What I didn't expect was that as soon as they settled in, Liu Xiaochuan appeared, followed by Bai Shui. Is something wrong? I stood at the door, preventing them from entering the house. Liu Xiaochuan knocked me away and led the people in. I leaned against the door and didn't follow them in. I just looked at the two of them quietly. Liu Xiaochuan took out tissues from the table, one after another. The package of paper bottomed out, and the sofa was covered, and then he let Bai Shui sit down. Bai Shui looked at me and sat down proudly. Only then did Liu Xiaochuan realize that I hadn't entered the house yet. What are you doing standing at the door? I still didn't move. There's fart. Liu Xiaochuan looked outside the door, but there was no one there. Didn't my mother give you 100 million? You gave that money to Shui. You have enjoyed the benefits of being her substitute over the years, so you should pay her mental damages. The words fell. I really regret not turning on the recording function on my phone. They're obviously twins, but why does Liu Xiaochuan feel like he was raised in a safe pregnancy? This is the language that humans can speak. I have worked hard over the years and devoted all my time to the Liu family except during working hours. What kind of mental loss did she, Bai Shui, suffer? I think you should go for a mental evaluation instead of asking me for mental damage. The one with the big face can wrap around the earth 50 times. Liu Xiaochuan became angry from shame. If you want to see me again in the future, hand over the money quickly. Shui's identity has allowed you to enjoy it for 7 years, so don't be dissatisfied. I looked at his face that looked exactly like Liu Xiaoyan, and I wanted to cut him into pieces. Why would he use such a pretty face to say such disgusting things? It was almost blasphemy to my God. I lowered my head and dialed Mrs. Liu's number. Xia Chi-Chi, I'm talking to you, did you hear me? It's not that you feel uncomfortable if you don't see me for a day these years. As long as you give money to Shui, I will let you return to the Liu family. Although I can't marry you, and I can't give you anything, I can let you watch me from a distance every day. Didn't you say that you would be satisfied just by looking at me from afar in this life? Those money belong to my Liu family. Why do you want it? Bai Shui tilted her head, played with her nails, and glanced at me from time to time. She thought I would be angry or crazy. I didn't. I just calmly took the phone forward so that Mrs. Liu could hear it more clearly. Gradually, her hands began to tremble slightly. Liu Xiaochuan, this money was given to me by Mrs. Liu. You're not qualified to ask for it from me. As for the mental loss you mentioned about Miss Bai, if you want to compensate her so much, then you should compensate her. Xia Chi-Chi. Liu Xiaochuan's voice penetrated the corridor. You will never see me again. Do you think you will attract my attention by playing hard to get? You are just Shui's substitute. Liu Xiaochuan also had millions of pocket money every month, but he was so lavish that he basically spent it all in a few days. There was no balance in his pocket to use. At this moment, Liu Xiaochuan's cell phone rang. He originally planned to hang up, but then he saw that it was his mother who beat him. I was nervous and accidentally touched the outside. Madame Liu's furious voice came out. Liu Xiaochuan, what are you doing? You bastard. It's fine if you don't learn from your brother. That's the money I gave Chi-Chi. If you keep messing around, see if I don't break your legs. I know Mrs. Liu is really angry. She doesn't like Bai Shui. She thinks Bai Shui is a bit pretentious and not very smart. Although I don't have enough family background, I can use my brain to make it up. Bai Shui's family background is not high enough, and her IQ is even lower, so she can't look like Mrs. Liu likes her. A farce ended like this. When Bai Shui left, she gave me a hard look. Lu Xiaoyan returned to the Liu family after a few days of business trip. He habitually sat in the living room for a while. In the past, whenever he returned home, Xia Qiqi would always find various excuses to stay in the living room. This time, he waited for 5 minutes, but no one showed up in the living room. Just as he was about to go back to the house, the door opened and he sat back. Mr. Liu, you are back. Bai Shui jumped downstairs. Mr. Liu, I haven't seen you in the past few days. Are you on a business trip abroad? Bai Shui was busy building relationships and didn't notice the disappointment in Lu Xiaoyan's eyes. He opened his mouth, but finally said nothing, got up and went upstairs to the study. When Bai Shui saw his back, she felt unwilling to do so. With the same appearance, Lu Xiaochuan was fascinated by her. Why didn't Lu Xiaoyan look at her? This person was like an ice cube since he was a child. He ignored her every time he said hello. She crushed the grapes in her hand angrily. Lu Xiaochuan is so useless. He doesn't have 10 million in his pocket. He still has to find a way to climb into Lu Xiaoyan's bed. After thinking about it, she pretended to recognize the wrong person and slept with him. Then marry Lu Xiaoyan. Lu Xiaoyan returned to the study, turned on his phone, and opened Xia Qiqi's circle of friends. The circle of friends that used to be updated every day showed that it was only visible for 3 days, and these 3 days were empty. In the photos Xia Qiqi posted in the past, his figure would always be found in an inconspicuous corner. He picked up the phone and called the housekeeper, who quickly arrived in the study. Where's Xia Qiqi? Surprise flashed across the butler's face, and he quickly replied, a few days ago, the young master brought back Miss Bai and asked me to throw away all Miss Xiao's things. He also said that Miss Xia would live in Jinlan Mansion. Lu Xiaoyan frowned. She went. The housekeeper's doubts deepened, but he still answered truthfully. Miss Xia didn't take the key, and I don't know where she went. Lu Xiaoyan waved his hand, and the housekeeper was relieved. I moved to a more upscale neighborhood and rented a house using my friend's ID card information. A month passed. Annie didn't come. I went straight to the hospital, excited, scared, and excited. If I have a child, I will have little Lu Xiaoyan, and it will be worth it to watch the child grow up in this life. If not, consider it as fate. It's been 7 years, and it's time for me to start a new life. I will probably be alone for the rest of my life. Until today, I understand the value of not meeting 2 amazing people when you are young. I tried falling in love with someone else. All failed. Xiaochuan, we have a child. A joyful voice crashed into my ears. It was Bai Shui's voice. I looked up and met the eyes of the 2 people in front of me. Bai Shui looked at the obstetrics and gynecology sign and looked at me jokingly. Xia Qiqi, you know that I and Xiaochuan have a child, so you came here to harm me, right? Lu Xiaochuan quickly protected Bai Shui behind him. Xia Qiqi, I advise you to be kind. This is a life. I know you love me, but you can't do anything harmful to nature. I rolled my eyes and walked around. It was time for my report to come out, so I went straight to the machine and printed it out. Showing twins. I almost jumped. I have 2 little Lu Xiaoyan. Xia Qiqi, you are actually pregnant. Who is your bastard? I put the report away and went straight to the doctor's office. Too lazy to talk nonsense with him. Xia Qiqi, speak. Lu Xiaochuan let go of Bai Shui, followed me, and stopped me at the door when I entered the doctor's office. Whose bastard is this? You are my fiancée. How can you be pregnant with someone else's child? I turned cold. Master Lu, please understand. Your current fiancé is your Shuer. You're Bai Yueguang. Why are you stopping me? You shouldn't be going to see your own son now. What's wrong with me has nothing to do with you. Okay, let me ask you why you left me so easily. It turns out you have hooked up with a wild man. Xia Qiqi, you are so despicable. Oh. I was already with someone else, and I asked someone else to take my place at the engagement party, but he still had the nerve to say that to me. Lu Xiaochuan, it's despicable to care about other people's sons. He punched the door, dragged me, and walked out, completely forgetting about the white snow behind him. After getting in the car, Bai Shui caught up with us. At this moment, Bai Shui's face was full of excitement. There was pleasure in seeing me stealing someone, and there was also hatred in discovering that Lu Xiaochuan cared about me. Her eyes wanted to peel me off and cramp me. Miss Bai, your man doesn't seem to love you that much either. I was hugged tightly by Lu Xiaochuan, and I couldn't struggle at all. I was worried about the baby in my belly, so I couldn't fight him desperately. Bai Shui's face turned white and blue. Xiaochuan, she is a woman who has changed her heart. What are you going to do? Lu Xiaochuan gritted his teeth. I want the money back. This kind of woman should be banned from the Lu family and can only live like a beggar and go to hell without adulterer. Lu Xiaochuan, let me go. I tried my best to break free, but he seemed to be possessed by a demon. His strength was frightening, and deep pain came from his arm. Yes, she must pay the price. Bai Shui also helped Lu Xiaochuan hold me down. I closed my eyes. I should have known he would run away with the ball. I had thought about running with the ball before, but at that time I wasn't sure if I was pregnant. Xia Qiqi, if you give me the money now, I can consider interceding for you in front of Xiaochuan. When the car was halfway through, Bai Shui suddenly spoke. If you don't give it to me, you will die without a burial place when you get to the Lu family, and your concubine will be doomed in this life. Mrs. Lu hates other people deceiving her most. If you are pregnant with someone else's child and take her money, she will definitely not let you go. You give the money to Shui, take care of the children, and separate from that wild man. I can consider letting you go. After a while, Lu Xiaochuan spoke out. I can consider raising you as a canary, while my wife can only be a snowflake. I looked at Bai Shui. She was holding her stomach in shock. Xiaochuan, I still have your child in my belly. How can you say such things as raising a canary? Oh, Shui, it costs nothing to raise Xia Qiqi. I haven't spent any money in the past 7 years. I closed my eyes. If this child was said to be Lu Xiaoyan's, Lu Xiaochuan would probably immediately turn around and have an abortion. The car did not go to Lu's house, but slowly drove into an abandoned factory. After getting off the car, I was tightly restrained and dragged into the factory by Lu Xiaochuan, while Bai Shui followed beside me in a state of despair. He threw me to the ground. Xia Qiqi, do you have any intention? You said you loved me while you were pregnant with someone else's child, and you dared to take the 100 million my mother gave you. Why do you think our Lu family will give you money to help you raise bastards? You've been pretending for 7 years, and now you've revealed your true colors after you got the money? Bai Shui was eating at me. Xia Qiqi, in Jiangcheng, no one dares to step on my Lu family's face, and no one dares to step on my face. Lu Xiaochuan went crazy, and he danced a little crazy. As long as you beg me for mercy and abort the child, I will let you stay in the Lu family. I can return the money. Why should I abort the child? I clutched my stomach tightly. This was something I borrowed with all my courage. Why? Ping Xiaochuan is from the Lu family. How can you, an ordinary family from out of town, fight with us? The hatred in Bai Shui's eyes was about to turn into reality. If you have any evil intentions, we will kill you here today, and no one will say anything to you. She raised her hand, and several tall bodyguards came out from behind. This is a society governed by the rule of law. I was afraid of shrinking into a corner, so I quietly looked at my phone and dialed the number. Can you provide evidence? Lu Xiaochuan said, I think you did these ridiculous things just to attract my attention. I will forgive you this time. You will not betray me again when you live in the Lu family. After he finished speaking, there was silence for a moment, and Bai Shui bit her lip. Lu Xiaochuan felt a little uncomfortable and offended. She has been licking me for 7 years. She has not been around a man in these years. How could she fall in love with someone else so quickly? This child must have been a one-night stand to stimulate me. I really don't have anyone of the opposite sex around me, because Lu Xiaoyan is irreplaceable in my heart. Go and ask the doctor to prescribe abortion pills and give them to her. This bastard must not stay. Lu Xiaochuan ordered the bodyguards behind him. A bodyguard heard the sound and left. Lu Xiaochuan, you are so shameless. You are even more despicable than I thought. Am I more despicable than you thought? Lu Xiaochuan laughed. I am so despicable, but you still licked me for 7 years. On a snowy day, I asked you to go into the water and help me retrieve my watch. You jumped in without saying a word. That time it was because he said that as long as I jumped down, I could live in the Lu family. In order to see Lu Xiaoyan, every day I jumped down. When my mother was sick, you stayed up all night to take care of her. When my brother was injured, you went to the temple and knelt for a whole day to pray. I saw that you just couldn't get it, so you started to get angry and smear me. He said proudly, in order to be worthy of me, you learned 36 languages. You taught yourself Chinese medicine, acupuncture, piano, and painting. Xia Qiqi, you are really good at deceiving yourself and others. Oh, by the way, you even learned motorcycle riding. You almost lost your life in order to get first place. How dare you betray me like a licker like you? After saying that, he laughed again. Xia Qiqi, you have done it this time. I closed my eyes, not wanting to argue with him. If he had a little more IQ, he would know that to fall in love with a dude, you don't need to know 36 languages. I learned it. Everything I did was because of Lu Xiaoyan, and I had nothing to do with him. I don't know what Lu Xiaoyan is thinking on the other end of the phone, so I can only hold it in at the moment. I just hope he can save his child's life. What do you want to pour into me? Lu Xiaoyan walked in with a cold expression on his face. Seeing Lu Xiaoyan, Lu Xiaochuan's face panicked. Brother, why are you here? This woman actually got pregnant with someone else's child and even took 100 million yuan in compensation from our family. I'm teaching her a lesson now. He was filled with indignation. She is slapping our Lu family in the face. Lu Xiaoyan sneered. The Lu family went back on their word and broke off the engagement. They paid their fiancé a compensation of 100 million yuan in 7 years. Is that a lot? In others, a lot. But there aren't many in the Lu family. Just one antique is enough. You've given me money, but you still want to get it back. Are you going to let the Lu family be laughed at in the mall in the future? His sharp eyes swept over the scene and finally landed on me, where I was crouching in the corner. Miss Xia has broken off the engagement with you. What qualifications do you have to deal with the child in her belly? But he got pregnant while he was with me. Lu Xiaochuan refused. This woman has no shame. I took out the prenatal checkup report and held it up. My child is just 4 weeks old. I was conceived separately from Mr. Lu. Lu Xiaoyan quickly came to me and grabbed the prenatal report. The days are right. He has been very busy recently, but he has been secretly followed. Recently, apart from working, I just stay at home without a man. Brother, she is slapping me in the face. She pretended to love me to death for 7 years, but then turned around and slept with someone else. Lu Xiaoyan replied coldly, do you think you are unwilling to accept that she did not protect you since she separated from you? Mr. Lu, Xia Qiqi is trying to get a girl. Bai Shui was unwilling to give in. She was about to lose everything when she saw me. You, the Bai family, had better not ask for money from the Lu family. Otherwise, you will be trying to get girls. After speaking, he paused and said, this money was given by the Lu family on their own initiative, not by her. Miss Bai has not yet married into the Lu family, and will she become the head of the Lu family? Lu Xiaochuan and Bai Shui looked at each other. It's not that what Lu Xiaoyan said is unreasonable, but that he usually doesn't talk about anything other than work. All his thoughts are only on the development of the Lu group. Why did you make an exception for me today? I lowered my head, and when no one spoke anymore, I quickly stood up. If nothing happens, I'll go home first. After that, he trotted out of the abandoned factory without looking back. After returning home, I took my documents and went straight to the international airport. It seems that if I want to give birth to a child safely, I can only run away with the ball, and I have to go abroad. The days in the French countryside are particularly quiet. Fortunately, I understand 36 languages and found a job serving plates in a cafe in town. The work is easy and the people here are friendly. Several handsome French guys saw that I was Chinese and had a particularly good impression of me, so they launched a fierce attack. But I only have Lu Xiaoyan in my heart, and now I just want to give birth to twins, rejecting everyone's pursuit. 9 months later, I gave birth to twins, both boys. I also learned a lot about the news about Huagua Haiqing from the circle of friends. Lu Xiaochuan and Bai Shui broke up. Bai Shui married a man whose family background was not as good as Lu Xiaochuan's, but he was the person with the most say in the family. Lu Xiaochuan started to treat the canaries openly, and they all looked like me, but he required those canaries to be like me, learn all kinds of music, chess, calligraphy, and painting, and learn 36 languages. Not many of those people could work as hard as I did, and the people around him changed one after another. Lu Xiaochuan adds me on WeChat from time to time, wanting to talk to me. I blocked them all. When the child was 1 month old, I took him for a physical examination. As soon as I entered the hospital, I saw the man who had appeared countless times in my dreams. Lu Xiaoyan. I thought I was sick with longing and hallucinating. Baby, look, Mom is hallucinating and thinks your dad is here. I smiled to myself and pushed the 2 children forward. The next second, I was held in the man's arms. Is it fun to run with the ball? The warm breath hit my ears, and I suddenly thought of that night, and my face suddenly became hot. Mr. Lu, what are you talking about? I reluctantly broke away from his arms. I can't admit it to this kid. He took the document from his pocket, folded it slowly, and stated calmly, the latest test report shows that the Lu family has twin genes. Of course, I didn't accept the appraisal report. I already knew the result. Mr. Lu, it's best for these 2 children to follow me, and it's best never to let others know their identities, including themselves. I raised my head and tried to persuade him to give up custody rights. You don't want your life to be stained, and you don't want a relationship between you and your wife to be ruined because of these 2 children in the future. I promise that as long as you don't leave the 2 children, they will never go to the Lu family to cause trouble for you in this life. I racked my brains and talked for nearly 10 minutes. In the end, Lu Xiaoyan just laughed softly. This is our product test report, Qiqi. What kind of report did you think it was just now? I clenched my fists, but in the end I didn't hit him. When did this man start a joke? But it seems more attractive. Mr. Lu, are you here on a business trip to the hospital? I won't disturb you anymore. After saying that, he pushed the 2 children out in panic. Qiqi. He grabbed the stroller. If my mother knew that she suddenly had 2 grandchildren, she would definitely give you another billion. This damn man, he knows how to handle me. If Mr. Lu can let me take care of the child at any time in the future, I may consider sending the child back to the Lu family. After saying that, I added, 1, only 1 can be given away. I have to keep the remaining 1 to think about. Whatever I give you, I'll raise whatever you give birth to. Mrs. Lu walked out of the darkness with a smile. Yenner said before that I have a grandson, but I still don't believe it. There is not even a female mosquito around him. Qiqi has worked hard for you this year. I didn't know that Lu Xiaochuan did such a ridiculous thing and actually asked Yenner to hold an engagement ceremony with you. I froze in place. When I did this before, I felt that I was bringing a happy ending to my 14-year secret love. Now that Mrs. Lu is in front of me, I feel a little embarrassed. Mrs. Lu, It's okay. You are a great hero of the Lu family. Mom has always liked you. I blushed and lowered my head. Okay, let me hug my grandson, haha. Mrs. Lu carefully picked up the two children, reluctant to leave any of them behind. When did you two hold the wedding? It's been so many years now that you know everything. If you don't get married, others will think you like men. Mrs. Lu's eyes turned into slits in laughter. We'll hold it when we get back. Lu Xiaoyan replied. No. Don't you need to ask my opinion? Although I really have no objection, I still have to go through the process. When I showed up at Lu's house with my two children, Lu Xiaochuan was sitting in the living room holding a girl who looked like me. When he saw me, he kicked the man off the sofa. Came to me at a trot. Chi-Chi, you are back. Have you figured it out? This time, Chi-Chi, we will get married directly. I will never do ridiculous things again, and I won't let you give up on yourself and others. Halfway through his words, he saw clearly the two children in the cradle, made in the same mold as him. Chi-Chi, is this my child? He was shocked. We didn't have one before. Did you take advantage of me to be drunk? But I have no impression at all. The more he thought about it, the more surprised he became. So, that's not a bastard, it's my child. He jumped up in the living room like a child. He didn't notice the weird looks from everyone in the living room. Brother Chuan. His canary saw that everyone's expressions were wrong, so he stepped forward and pushed him. Brother Chuan, even when you are drunk, you'll have an impression. He pushed the woman away and said, Go away, Chi-Chi is back. You don't have anything to do here. I laughed. Just like when Bai Shui came back, you just threw my things out of the villa without notifying me? Lu Xiaochuan, haven't you grown up yet? Don't be embarrassed. Mrs. Lu gave him a disgusted look. Although she is a biological mother, Mrs. Lu really doesn't like her son at all. She waved to the nanny at home. This is the young master. You must take good care of him and don't let anyone touch him. The irrelevant person is Lu Xiaochuan. Chi-Chi, you are still quibbling. You have been making trouble for a year. It's time to calm down. You have come to the Lu family, which means you have forgiven me. He came to grab my hand. Lu Xiaoyan opened it. This child is mine. What? Lu Xiaochuan looked at Lu Xiaoyan in disbelief, and the next second, he punched Lu Xiaoyan to greet him. I treat you as my brother, but you steal my wife. He didn't have anything happen to me, but the reason why the child behaved like him was found. Thinking that he wanted to abort the child before, Lu Xiaoyan suddenly appeared. Everything makes sense. He punched and kicked Lu Xiaoyan without risking his life. Mrs. Lu grabbed the wine bottle at hand and threw it at Lu Xiaochuan's head. After a bang, Lu Xiaochuan looked at Mrs. Lu with his eyes widened. You have been partial since you were a child, and you are still partial now. You bastard, I don't call it partiality, I call it Sengwansheng. If I were partial to you, the Lu family would be gone long ago. Your brother has worked hard these years, and you eat, drink, and have fun all day long. Have you ever considered this family? Have you ever been filial to your family? You bastard, if you hadn't been born to me, I would have beaten you to death. Mrs. Lu didn't feel guilty at all. She pushed Lu Xiaochuan away and blamed Lu Xiaoyan sadly. Why don't you fight back? It's none of your business if he does stupid things. Lu Xiaoyan was very calm. I owe him this. If I refused Chi-Chi on the night of the engagement, this child would be gone. After hearing this, Lu Xiaochuan stretched out his fist to hit Lu Xiaoyan again, with red wine flowing down his head. Mrs. Lu reached out and grabbed another bottle of red wine. If you dare to do anything, I will send you to the hospital, you bastard, who asked others to help with the engagement ceremony. Isn't the engagement night the wedding time? You chose it yourself. Why are you going to make such a fuss? Lu Xiaochuan suddenly grabbed me and said, Chi-Chi, as long as you are willing, I will marry you. I don't mind that you slept with my brother. You have been waiting for me for 7 years. You can't ruin everything for us just because of this little thing. It's my fault. You didn't betray me. You just recognized the wrong person. I pushed him away. Lu Xiaochuan, you are wrong. I tricked him into having sex with me because I recognized him as your brother. Impossible. All you love is to make me angry. Lu Xiaochuan was unwilling to admit it. Lu Xiaoyan was my classmate in high school. I fell in love with him at first sight. Why do you think I, a good girl, would fall in love with you, a playboy? Your brother is the person I have been secretly in love with for 14 years. I just want to have children with him in my life. You lied to me because you thought I could accomplish nothing. My brother is the leader of the Lu group, right? When I fell in love with him, I didn't even know that he was the future leader of the Lu group. I didn't even know what the Lu family was. Lu Xiaoyan went to high school in my city and studied at his grandmother's house. Lu Xiaochuan still refused to give up. Why do you want to learn motorcycles? That's not what my brother likes. I smiled and didn't reply. Lu Xiaoyan knew how to ride a motorcycle in high school, and I often peeked at him playing with the motorcycle. He just returned to the Lu family and had never played. Mrs. Lu covered her mouth. It seems that I didn't expect that I had been secretly in love with Lu Xiaoyan for so long. The quiet living room was broken by Lu Xiaoyan's voice. When I was in high school, I would play motorcycles every week. Because he later shouldered family responsibilities, he gave up his hobby. Lu Xiaochuan sat slumped on the ground. The housekeeper looked at the swollen bump on his head and was in a dilemma. Chi-Chi, I'm really sorry for you. I told my mother about this child a long time ago. My mother has long thought that this child, Lu Xiaochuan, is not worthy of you. Mrs. Lu gently held my hand, full of love. I was thinking before, Why are you so good to me? The next second, I was restrained by a strong embrace. Fool. My wedding to Lu Xiaoyan was not high profile. Only my closest friends were invited. Lu Xiaoyan originally wanted to give me a grander wedding, but I refused. I originally liked Lu Xiaoyan from high school. It's not Mr. Lu of the Lu Group. Lu Xiaoyan forwarded our wedding photos on the company's official website and private social account. Lu Xiaochuan was very drunk at the wedding and was about to cause trouble when he was knocked unconscious by my mother-in-law with 2 bottles of wine. Snow White is here too. The man following her looked very greasy and kept stealing glances at the beautiful guests at the banquet. She no longer had the lofty attitude she had when she faced me. Her face was full of exhaustion, and she looked 10 years older. It is said that she has aborted 5 children, because the man has emptied his body and his sperm is no longer available. She said to me, "It's really sad to get to power by having a son." I smiled and replied, "You probably won't have the chance to rely on children in this life." I leaned close to her ear and said, "You have never won before. Lu Xiaochuan is a loser. What use will I learn 36 languages to him?" The cup in by Shue's hand fell to the ground. She thought of the message she sent me on the day she returned to China and felt ashamed. That night, Lu Xiaoyan told me, "Honey, actually I have been waiting for you to send me love letters when I was in high school, but I was afraid that you would." At that time, he had only one responsibility: study hard and give up all hobbies, just to become a qualified heir. Before he could start the family business, he could not have everything he loved. This is his responsibility. You are really conflicted. I nestled in his arms, not knowing what he was thinking. Fortunately, it was not too late. We both cleared every obstacle for each other. Only happiness awaits us in the future.